If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library. Food for stomach and food for consciousness. Both. One book, my Bhagavad Gita, will be gift. Go from house to house, door to door. Collect whatever people can contribute. One handful of rice, $1, or any small 1 kg vegetable, anything people give. It's one of the best spiritual practice. Madhugari Bhiksha. If you guys start doing this, everything, all the best things will be showered on you guys. And Paramashiva more and more will manifest in temple also. If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library. Food for stomach and food for consciousness. Both. One book, my Bhagavad Gita, will be gift. Go from house to house, door to door. Collect whatever people can contribute. One handful of rice, $1, or any small 1 kg vegetable, anything people give. It's one of the best spiritual practice. Madhugari Bhiksha. If you guys start doing this, everything, all the best things will be showered on you guys. And Paramashiva more and more will manifest in temple also. If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library. Food for stomach and food for consciousness. Both. One book, my Bhagavad Gita, will be gift. Go from house to house, door to door. Collect whatever people can contribute. One handful of rice, $1, or any small 1 kg vegetable, anything people give. It's one of the best spiritual practice. Madhugari Bhiksha. If you guys start doing this, everything, all the best things will be showered on you guys. And Paramashiva more and more will manifest in temple also. If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library. Food for stomach and food for consciousness. Both. One book, my Bhagavad Gita, will be gift. Go from house to house, door to door. Collect whatever people can contribute. One handful of rice, $1, or any small 1 kg vegetable, anything people give. It's one of the best spiritual practice. Madhugari Bhiksha.
Nithyanandam.
If you guys start doing this, everything, all the best things will be showered on you guys. And Paramashiva more and more will manifest in temple also. If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library. Food for stomach and food for consciousness. Both. One book, my Bhagavad Gita, will be gift. Go from house to house, door to door. Collect whatever people can contribute. One handful of rice, $1, or any small 1 kg vegetable, anything people give. It's one of the best spiritual practice. Madhugari Bhiksha. If you guys start doing this, everything, all the best things will be showered on you guys. And Paramashiva more and more will manifest in temple also. If you start serving others, easily you will get out of many obsessive, compulsive, reactionary patterns and suffocations, because obsessive, compulsory, reactionary patterns are always centered on selfishness, arrogance, violence. If you start serving others, everything will become alright. All over the world, I want the Rathotsava to happen. From Guru Purnima to Navaratri. I want all Annalayas to be open to people. Give free food with the free library.
Nitya Paramasukadam Kevalam Dvandvati Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcoming you all for the Darshan Pro Darshan. So today we will be witnessing the live demonstration of the powers of third eye. Who is Devi Parashakti? What are Akashic readings? How can we benefit by attending or experiencing an Akashic reading session? And Darshan, Diksha, an Akashic reading by Parashakti herself, manifesting through the Nija Avatara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So before that, we will be understanding what is Samadhi. So Samadhi means being in one with the source, and Bhava is the right attitude. BHAVASAMADHI means being in one with the source through this aspect. So the Bhava you choose, through that Bhava, when you are one with the source, that is the BHAVASAMADHI. So the divine cosmic beings are real and they manifest through the deities and incarnations directly from Kailasa, and they manifest through the deities. Awakens your Kundalini Shakti, which is the latent potential energy in every human being. An awakening of this Kundalini Shakti, it results in extraordinary abilities expressing through us, like third eye awakening, ability to have remote vision, ability to scan anyone's body, levitation, teleportation, and materialization. So when the Kundalini energy is awakened, your whole brain, it comes alive. And this influx of superconscious energy, it visibly slows down the aging process and improves the immunity to diseases. So with increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain, it comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heals, that empowers and transforms our lives. So having the darshan or even a glimpse, it brings lasting transformation in us, cleansing the lifetimes of karmas and raising you to the next level of superconscious breakthrough, like hitting the reset button in your very being. And one more important concept is the mirroring of neurons. So mirror neurons activate and they process all the observed movements or informations of the avatar just by seeing. That means your entire body, it silently and without movement, recreates what is happening distance is far away, experiencing the superconscious energy that is radiated by the avatar. So Akashic reading is not a prediction, it is a reading from the cosmic archive. So there is no such thing as the past, present, and future. Beyond space, creation and destruction, they happen simultaneously. And in the dimension of time starts the past, present, and future. But in Akashic records, there is no past, present, and future. And that is why whatever is happening, and yet to happen is already very clearly recorded. So let us understand more about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. And he is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, the yoga and temple-based universities, a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajnapeetham. He is the incumbent emperor of the Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonathar Shamla Pita Sarvajnapeetham, the present Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada, largest apex monastic order. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Atal Akada, the 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuramadina, and he is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1000 Hindu leaders. And he is revered as a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, and most watched, who has authored 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages in English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. He has released over 20 million copies of books and articles which are sold, read, and downloaded. Over 10,000 hours of discourses have been delivered and has enriched over 1 billion lives digitally. He is respected as a commentator of all the sacred scriptures, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Shiva Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, and the Jain Sutras. The Supreme Pontiff is honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas like the Rudrakanyas, the Rudras, the Rishis, the Rishikas, the Bhairavas, the Bhairavis, and Sannyasis, is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University, in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries, establisher of 1,000 and plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems. He is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvajnapitas, the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. So with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment of the witnessing the extraordinary powers of third eye and by the Balasans of Nithyananda order and the Nithyananda yogis after a short break.
I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything.
Yes. Yes.
Kailasa is enlightenment.
Yes, Nithyanandam. So let us now witness the extraordinary demonstration of the Shaktis of Paramashiva. So let us see the fundamental difference between Shaktis and Siddhis before we begin. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment, and they come from the feeling connection or oneness with Paramashiva, whereas Siddhis come from intense tapas for enlightenment, and Shaktis are on the path of enlightenment. So Siddhis are on the path of enlightenment. Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. And all of you might be wondering, who is the source of all these Shaktis? Paramashiva is the primordial divinity, the ultimate reality and cause which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, beyond time, space, form and causality.
As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, creation, Sthiti, maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Drobhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities. And the avatar of Paramashiva, Swamiji, Paramashiva himself has landed down as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva and is reviving all these lost sciences to the world in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And Swamiji is reviving all the lost sciences like the science of enlightenment, the science of power manifestation, the Gurukul education system, the temple-based lifestyle, everything Swamiji is reviving back just for humanity to have a conscious, super conscious breakthrough and evolve into superhumans and into conscious beings. So all this powers which we are able to manifest is transmitted through Diksha, initiation from the avatar. So Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy from the avatar to the disciple, from the guru to the disciple. So there are and Swamiji is giving this very initiation to all of us. Swamiji has initiated millions of disciples all across the globe into the science of power manifestation through the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yoga Shastra, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, the science of Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana and Paramashiva Vijnana. So let us now, you will now be seeing how these extraordinary Shaktis is authenticated through the 4 evidences or Pramanas. Go ahead.
So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures, which is the Vedas and Agamas. And second is the Apta Pramana, the experiences of great rishis, the Aptas, who are the scientists, the full proof, the scientists of Hinduism who time tested and verified the science of power manifestation. And third is the Atma Pramana, the millennium's avatar, Swamiji's personal experience, the Supreme Point of Hinduism's personal experience regarding the science of power manifestation. The last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study, the empirical evidence done on the science of power manifestation session.
So this is how the science of power manifestation is authenticated, and you will now be seeing the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye, which is where we'll be seeing through the divine eye, the third eye, with your eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra Pramana goes, Kapalantarmanonyasa tishtanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodardhyat lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where the Apta Pramana is where Bhagavan Krishna beautifully initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye just with a simple initiation. So let us now see the verse where Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. Natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshushaha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence.
In the Hindu Purana, which is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 11th chapter, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna reveals the cosmic form, the Vishwarupa Darshan, his cosmic form to Arjuna through the power of third eye. And in the 11th chapter, through the power of third eye, Arjuna detailedly describes Sri Krishna's form. And next is the Apta Pramana, the Atma Pramana, where Swamiji shares that the 10 directions above him, below him, the 360-degree vision, everything was able to see and feel as everything as him. The stone which he was sitting on, the skin of the stone, the tree which was behind him, the plants, the shrubs, the bushes, which everything was there around. He could feel, and as he could literally see him in those fields. And the last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, where the scientific study which is done on the meditative states and the states of samadhi using the positron tomography emission, the positron emission tomography. So during when meditative space, high activities is measured. So there's high activity. Where when you meditate the states, only the almost the body is working and the brain is at peace, and the brain is functioning. And when in states of samadhi, 90% of the third eye region is alive and fully awakened, and the brain is completely at rest and peace. So now let us get the Sakshi Pramana, which is a live demonstration done on the power of third eye reading, which is the blindfold reading. Yes. So along with me, I have the medically tested eye band. As you can see, in front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge with 2 holes where the eyes can comfortably fit inside. And you can see there's a beautiful strap which can comfortably strap the eye band to her head. This is a medically tested eye band, is completely proven and scientifically proven that even with your eyes open inside this eye band, no light can enter. So this is the eye band that I'll be placing on Nithyananda. I'm going to be unmuting. I'm going to be opening the eye band right in front of all of you and placing the eye band on Maviraja's eyes. Maviraja, are you comfortable? I request you to put the strap down. Now? Yes. Yeah. So now Maviraja is comfortable. I request you to turn to your right, left, up, down, and all around. Yeah. So you can see how Maviraja's eyes are completely covered from all sides, and there is no possible way of light entering in between. Yes. So now I request the YouTube comments to be projected, and all of you can start posting anything you want in the YouTube comments. You can post your any comments, medical terms, scientific terms, and you can post sentences, paragraphs, emojis, numbers, letters, anything you want in the YouTube comments, and Maviraja will be reading it out live in front of you. I request the NTV operator to project the comment section.
Yes. Yes, we're completing for the technical glitch. As now we remove the eye band of Mavarija, we'll again be placing the eye band on Mavarija's eyes. Again, I'm showing the eye band. In front is the complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge, and with 2 holes where Mavarija can comfortably place her eyes. And it is completely scientifically proven that even with the eyes open inside, there is no light that can enter. Yes. Mavarija, are you comfortable? Yes. Yes. So now Mavarija is comfortable. I request all of you to start posting comments as we again place the eye band on Mavarija. To make the power more authentic, I request all of you to again post, you can post different comments. So Mavarija will be able to read out the comments.
So latest comment, which is posted in Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, is by Expressions of Me I Am has posted. It's great that you girls can be relaxed and relatively focused, even with the little one running around all over. And like a laughing emoji, good going, and a smiley emoji. And before that,
I request all of you to continue posting new comments. You can continue posting comments. You can post numbers, letters, words, shapes, anything you want.
yes, Machan Anandita has posted 5 smiley emojis.
Yes. So that was an amazing demonstration of the power of third eye. We completed all of you for the technical glitches, and due to the interest of time, we were not able to finish. We were not able to continue with the power of third eye and do the power of body scanning also. But please, you can surely join back tomorrow and every day at 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST for witnessing the extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye, body scanning, and many more extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva. Now I'll be removing the eye band of Mavarija. So you can see that in front, it's completely the same, the eye band. Yes. And we thank all of you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the upcoming segments like this, where you will be learning about who is Devi Parashakti, what are the Akashic readings, and much, much more. So please stay tuned for the upcoming segments. We thank all of you for joining us. Thank you, Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back.
Nithyanandam, to all the viewers, welcome back.
Yes. We'll now be moving on to the next segment.
We'll be understanding Devi Parashakti, the cosmic principles which she represents and that she embodies. We'll be understanding Devi Parashakti, being introduced to her, the divine cosmic mother. As well, we'll be introduced to the Akashic reading. How does the Akashic reading work and how can it make breakthrough in your life? In the following segment, you'll have the answers to all of these questions. Yes, we can move forward.
So we'll now be chanting the Dhyana Shloka of Lalita Sahasranama. Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Mauli Spurat Taranayaka Shekaram Smitamukhi Mapina Vakshoruham Panibhya Manipurna Ratna Chasalam Bibhrati Saumyam Ratna Gatastha Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambikam.
And now I'll be chanting the English translation. The Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in vermilion, red body with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding the jewel cup brimming with mead and the other twirling a red lotus.
Arunam karuna tarangitakshim dhrutapashangusha pushpabhana chapam animadibhiravrutam ayukairahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani.
I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion, and holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as anima for race, and she is the self within me. Yes, these Dhyana shlokas are from the Lalita Sahasranama. The Lalita Sahasranama is a very profound scripture from the Puranas. And Devi Parashakti is the divine cosmic mother. Yes, we can move on to the next slide. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy and source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are even in now, and in which all of us are going to merge.
So out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nija Avatara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself.
Now, in the words of Parashakti herself, she gives a beautiful definition, a beautiful introduction to her energy. She says, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Srimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is Kailasa Sripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as Paramashiva Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda, I took the Nijavatara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shyami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Parna, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi. Taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara.
So raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, manifesting as the source of existence, powers of existence and expressions of existence. From the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, the Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras, filled as gotras of seven rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as 9 grahas, blossoming as 10 indriyas, being as 11 chakras, creating all the worlds, bringing life to tell and make truth blossom, and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you.
Now let us understand how we can receive Devi Parashakti in the most beautiful way. Understand that literally in that moment you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of your screen and watch Devi. In the Hindu tradition, the coin is actually considered as a traditional dakshina. It can be the lowest value. It can be even 1 cent or 1 paise if you are from India. Of course, the supreme point of Hinduism is not trying to monetize this ritualistic offering. It is a beautiful offering done in the Hindu tradition in order to add so much of value and gratitude to the presence that we are witnessing, that we are having the darshan at that very moment. The next slide, please.
Yes, so you can offer the betel nut, the betel leaf, that to Parashakti. And after the darshan is over, you can do the namaskar, you can eat the banana and distribute the prasadam. And you can collect the traditional dakshina which you're offering and send it to the Nithyanandeshwara temple in Los Angeles. And so you might think this is a very small sentiment, but that which actually makes you feel that really Parashakti is there and you will never take Parashakti for granted. So all these rituals, they literally break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle. And again, it raises you to the powerful cognition. And it will break the unconscious behavior of taking Parashakti as for granted.
So as you can see here, these are the examples of what you can prepare for the tambulam. The tambulam is another name for the dakshina. And you can offer this to Devi Parashakti as she is appearing, as she gives the darshan. And you can take a few minutes later on during the later on during the darshans, you'll have a few minutes right before the darshan to get all of this prepared. So make sure that you have the betel leaf, the banana, the coin, and the betel nut, and you can arrange it in this way. Is shown in the photograph of the plate, and you can also, if you want to, arrange the bangles and also the vastram for Devi Parashakti, as it is a traditional offering. So this concludes the introduction for all of you to Devi Parashakti. In the next segment, now as we are beginning, we will be understanding what are the Akashic records and how do they work? How can they actually manifest breakthrough in your life? So understand that Akashic records are the record, the cosmic archives of everything that has happened, happening, and will happen. Everything is recorded there, recorded in time as a file. Whatever has happened in time is recorded in the Akashic records as a file, and nothing is destroyed. Please understand, none of your actions, thoughts, plans, emotions, words, nothing can be destroyed. Akashic records are the cosmic archives of everything happened, happening, and will happen.
So Akashic records are the verbal, the visual, 5-dimensional document. So whatever is happening is continuously getting recorded. See, all the information you collected from all your births is in your DNA, and you can access some of them just to understand and not to waste your time doing the same actions again and again.
Now, please understand that many of you might have gone to get your horoscope done, or you might have gone to get some other kind of predictions on your future done. But we have to understand very fundamentally that Akashic reading is not a prediction. It is a reading from the cosmic archives. There's no such thing as past, present, and future. And beyond space, sorry, can you go back to the last slide, Ma? Yes. In the dimension of time starts the past, present, and future. But in the Akashic records, there's no past, no present, and no future. So that is why what we call as what has happened, happening, or yet to happen is already clearly recorded.
So in Swamiji's words, nobody has a right to comment on these readings. Nobody has a right to manipulate on these readings. Nobody has a right to interpret these readings. And nobody has a right to comment on these readings. So they are complete unto themselves. And for anybody to live in tune with the cosmos, the Jivan Mukti, living enlightenment, does not need any special practice other than listening to these great readings again and again. So when you listen to these great readings, naturally your negative logic is penetrated, broken, and these great truths, they settle in your inner space and they make you live enlightenment.
As the avatar of Paramashiva, who has graced humanity with the blessings and darshan in the form of Devi Parashakti, he is revealing answers to our questions to the yearning of seekers as solutions, breakthroughs, and liberating humanity from pain and suffering. And any answer that is given by Devi Parashakti is not just an answer, but a breakthrough for the receiver.
Yes. So let us move to the Shastra Pramana, scriptural reference from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Dharana 61, Sutra 84. Akasham Vimalam Pashyan Kritva Drishtim Nirantara Shabdhatma Tatshana Devi Bhairavam Vapurapnuyat.
And the English translation goes, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, looking at the spotless, infinite, etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one gaze from the third eye without blinking, continuously, and make the body and inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains the nature and powers of the infinite space, Bhairava.
Next is the Apta Pramana from the reference from the Hindu Purana Mahabharata, which narrates the story of the great sage Maitreya, who reveals the secrets of his birth in the human form and reasons of his all his suffering to Vidura. And sage Maitreya accesses the Akashic records, and he told Vidura that he was not an ordinary man, but in fact an incarnation of Lord of Death, the Yamaraja. So that is why he had to play the part of a so-called Sudra for at least 100 years because of the curse by the Mandukya Muni.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that all the information you collected from all your births is inside of your DNA, and you can access some of them just to understand and not to waste this time doing the same actions again and again. Accessing the DNA code, reading the Akashic records will be useful for you to be liberated from your default future, bringing an end to binding cognitions, known and unknown suffering, and leading you to experience enlightenment.
Yes. So only an avatar can alter, can change, can upgrade and edit the Akashic records. It can actually read the Akashic records, but only the avatar can alter, can edit, can change the Akashic records. So during the darshan, the Supreme Pontiff, he blesses and upgrades the Akashic records as per the request and prayer of the devotee.
Yes. Now, what can you ask during the Akashic reading? There's several answers, and the benefit that you will receive, and the transformation that you will go through is absolutely immeasurable and countless. But if I were to summarize, I can say in the few following points. First, you can get the most accurate and unbiased answer to any questions about your life, destiny, purpose, or any everyday part of your life. You can be spiritually healed of physical and emotional problems with just one look or word. You can understand the reasons behind your life's happenings, receive the blessings to fulfill your right desires, and get the clarity to redesign your future. Now, this is the introduction to the Akashic reading. Next, if you're excited to do so, we will be understanding how you can ask your questions on social media. Devi Parashakti has made herself available in all the social media platforms. So as you can see here, how to ask your questions on YouTube. You can go to Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Go to the live video, which will be streaming live right now. You'll be able to see the live iconation in the right-hand corner. And you'll see the join button. Once you get into that live video, you'll see the join button. Make sure you go to the join button and make yourself a member today of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda official YouTube channel. And then in the chat, you can ask your questions, whatever questions that you have, or the prayers that you have, or the boons that you would like to ask. You can ask in the chat, right as you can see.
Yes. So the next official social media platform to which you can connect with Devi Parashakti and post your questions is the live Facebook page, the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can like and follow this official Facebook page and then ask your questions in the comment section under the live stream when the Parashakti live Akashic reading is happening.
Now, if you're a frequent user of Twitter and you enjoy this social media platform, then you can also follow at Sri Nithyananda on Twitter, the official handle of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. That is at Sri Nithyananda. And make sure you're following and you have the notifications turned on so that anytime there's a live feed, you can get a notification. And you can ask your questions by replying to the tweet of the live feed. So ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet using the hashtag #AskTheAvatar.
Yes, so the next platform through which you can actually ask your questions to Parashakti is the Instagram account. So you can actually follow Sri Nithyananda on the official Instagram page and then ask your questions in the comment section and connect with Parashakti.
And if you are not used to social media, you're not very familiar, and you're not very comfortable with it, you don't have to worry also. You can go to kailasa.org and send your questions, ask your requests to Devi Parashakti through the WhatsApp widget on kailasa.org. And another option on the website is also the live chat option if you do not have WhatsApp. So all of these are the different options that you have today to ask your questions to Devi Parashakti and receive the breakthrough that you need in your life right now. Devi Parashakti has manifested in order to answer and attend to all of her devotees, those whom she sees as her beloved children, and has blessed each and every one of us with her guidance and protection. Every single day for the past few months, we have been literally cherishing and enjoying the answers that Devi Parashakti is giving, not only to individuals, but the guidance that she is giving to humanity itself. So in the next segment, we will be understanding how Devi Parashakti has given us the guidance to navigate our lives in these extremely dark and tense times. So we invite all the viewers to this next segment. We'll be right back with you after a short break.
Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. Even a malignous man, by beginning in the company of satsanga, makes even the impossible as possible in this world. Kailasa is the message from Paramashiva to have superconscious breakthrough. Enlightenment, power manifestation, Paramashiva, everything served to you without you even moving out of your couch. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. We can multiply the quality and quantity of your life. The most ancient, best way of life and best kept sacred secrets all these years, handed over only from guru to disciple, guru to disciple, guru to disciple. Secrets kept inside the Siddha Paramparas, with the tradition. Enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Whole world should become Kailasians. Even a malignant I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become Kailasian get your PE passport and make billions receive this PE passport. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
Hello everyone, welcome back. So we will now be moving on to the next segment of this program of what Devi Parashakti has revealed about the state of the world. So we'll be now watching a small video clipping on what Parashakti has revealed about the black fungus.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely.
கரும்பூஞ்சை வியாதி நுரையீரல் மட்டுமல்லாது மூளையையும் நசுக்கி மனிதனை ஜடமாக்கி மரணத்திற்குள் தள்ளும் உயிரியல் ஆயுதம். மனிதர்கள் மீது நடத்தப்படும் உயிரியல் போர் இது. நவபாஷாணத்தின் மீது பொழியப்பட்ட நீரும் மஞ்சளும் பாலும் வேம்பு ரசமுமே இதற்கு மருந்து. அதை அருந்தி உடலிலே அதை ஊற்றி நீராடி இருந்தவர்க்கு காவல் அம்பிகையின் சக்தி. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம். சிருஷ்டி நஷ்டமாகாதிருக்க தேவ ரகசியங்களை தெளிவாய் உலகத்திற்கு சொல்லிவிட்டேன். இந்த ரகசியங்கள் எல்லாம் உலகத்திற்கு நாம் நித்யானந்தன் வடிவு கொண்டு சொல்லும் பொழுது எதிரிகள் பெருங்கோபத்தோடு நித்யானந்தன் திருவுருவை அழித்திடாமல் இருந்திடவே அவன் திருவுருவை கைலாயத்திற்கு கொண்டு வந்து பாதுகாப்பாக்கிக் கொண்டு பிறகு இந்த உண்மையெல்லாம் உலகத்திற்கு சொல்லுகின்றேன். அன்னை பராசக்தியும் கூட உண்மைகளை உலகிற்கு சொல்லும் முன் தற்காப்பு செய்து கொள்ள வேண்டிய அளவிற்கு மனிதர்களின் அரக்கத்தனமும் அட்டூழியமும் உலகத்தில் அரண்டு ஆடுகின்றது. ஓம் 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 ஓம்.
So the translation for this revelation on the 19th of May goes, you are asking a remedy for black fungal disease. Know properly, black fungal disease, not only will it affect the lungs, it will smash the brain. Also, it is a bioweapon that makes humans a lifeless matter and push them to death.
So the demonishness and the atrocities of humans is dancing in the world that even Mother Parashakti needs to do self-protection before telling the truth to the world.
As you can see, the black fungal disease was actually denied and dismissed as rare and declared as an epidemic by several states. And it's considered a pandemic within a pandemic. And as Devi revealed, it eats the brain, mutilates the body and face, eats the bones, and affects primarily COVID patients and is extremely fatal with over a 50% fatality rate.
Yes, so you can see the black fungus is already declared as an epidemic, and the disease which is linked to COVID spreads across India. So states of India have begun declaring this black fungus, which is a specific mucormycosis. 7,200 cases reported, usually in patients with diabetes or compromised immune patients.
And according to recent articles, India faces a shortage of treatment in facing the two epidemics, and COVID-19 increases the black fungal infection risk in India. And
Yes.
you see here that
Yes, so you can see the deadly black fungus outbreak declared an epidemic as cases climbed to 12,000 in COVID hit India. So this is about around 2 days on the 29th of May 2021. So range of states across India have declared the outbreak of the rare black fungal an official epidemic, as the total number of cases has hit more than 12,000.
And it is, as we stated earlier, a pandemic within the COVID-19 pandemic. And after COVID-19, the soaring numbers of fungal infections among the recovered patients have emerged as a new medical concern. And more than 12,000 cases of fungal infection have been reported from different parts of the country and created a sense of panic among the people.
So the flesh-eating black fungus killing off patients who survived COVID-19. So it has a near 50% mortality rate and is tragically killing many who were relieved to have beaten the COVID-19. And the infection can eat through the skin, the soft tissue, or even the bone as it attacks the brain or other critical organs. Once it starts growing that way, it's very difficult to control. And the doctors studying the outbreak in India, they say steroids used to treat the COVID also weaken the immune system, leaving patients more susceptible to the fungus.
And as Devi revealed, human beings will die like cats and rats on the street. And this, we can see, is already coming true with dead bodies floating in large quantities in Ganga. And authorities have been fudging numbers and underreporting the number of deaths due to COVID-19. And as Devi revealed, dogs are eating those dead bodies. Because dogs ate those dead bodies, they are dying, and 4 human beings are eating those dogs' dead bodies. And because they don't have food, they are also dying.
Yes, so you can see what Parashakti had revealed, that I saw clearly dead bodies floating in large numbers. So you can see the bodies which are floating in Ganga, and the Boxer local is more worried about water contamination than where the bodies came from. You can exactly see the dead bodies are floating in the Ganga river.
And as they revealed, dogs are eating those dead bodies. According to this article, scores of decomposing bodies are laid uncovered in the Sangam area. And for the last 2 to 3 months, people have been burying their dead here. Sand covering the bodies is blown away by a strong wind and exposing the decomposing bodies. Predatory birds and dogs gather and feast on these bodies. And the government should make the proper arrangements for the burial. So as they revealed, dogs are actually feasting on these dead bodies, exactly as what Devi said.
Yes, so you can see human beings will die like cats, rats. And what exactly Parashakti has revealed, India is reeling under a massive second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. The number of deaths has also increased, and such is the situation that crematoriums and even the burial grounds are packed to their capacities.
For over 150 dead bodies have been reported as COVID fatalities were dumped on banks of the Ganga, and these COVID bodies were washed further down and can be eaten by stray dogs, which will further spread the coronavirus pandemic. And this has been reported in articles.
Yes, so human beings, same way that Parashakti has revealed, the same thing, dead bodies washed up on the banks of Ganga. They spited for a second straight day in Uttar Pradesh, and the spot was around 55 kilometers up from Bihar's Buxar, where more than 100 bodies were found, evoking shock and anger. And the Bihar authorities had argued that the corpses had floated down from Uttar Pradesh as the state has no tradition of consigning bodies to the water.
And dozens more bodies have been washed up on the banks of the Ganga. But this has been severely underreported. The reports show 40 number of dead bodies found, but the actual number is far, far more.
And that Parashakti revealed, and the Supreme Court of Hinduism. Yes, sorry for the technical glitch. So now we could see the statistics of where India in the denial of world's most repressive threats by the COVID-19 pandemic. And you can see the number of reported cases by the media and the number of reported deaths, which is more than 3 times more than what was already recorded by the media.
And as they said, human beings will be dying like rats and cats on the streets, and over 2,000 bodies were found in the banks of the river Ganga in Uttar Pradesh. And this is exactly as Devi had revealed, that dead bodies will be found in Ganga and nameless, without identity, and just dying like rats and cats.
I can see one of the articles from New York Times have actually recorded the actual figures are higher, with more than half of the Indian population which is infected with the COVID-19. So Indian population, which is 136 crore versus 70 crore, which is almost 70 million people, 700 million people are infected with the COVID.
And the worst case, India's COVID deaths are 14 times higher than what the government says. So the government has been reporting about 27 million cases of COVID, but it is actually 14 times higher. So this is severely underreported. And the New York Times is estimating that it could be nearly half the population that is infected with COVID.
Yes, so the COVID is actually now airborne, and you can see it was denied and criticized and acceptance as a theory or a possibility. Now it has become a fact, and a delayed warning was issued to all the population, and nobody was accountable for the death of millions. So COVID has literally become airborne now.
And according to this, the COVID vaccine is creating a variant. And according to this Nobel Prize winner, the promoted several controversial and unverified claims surrounding the vaccination, homeopathy, and the COVID-19 pandemic, for instance, has been criticized by the French government. And so there is a large possibility for new variants that have been created.
Yes. So here we have one of the Nobel Peace Prize winner. He reveals that the COVID vaccine is literally creating variants, and he's also saying that this vaccination is the one which is creating the variants.
And as we know, COVID is considered the most world infectious disease because it is airborne. And scientists say that the authorities think so too, and this has been verified by the CDC and WHO, and has changed the way that we should be approaching the disease now.
And we have one more scientific research article which discusses the airborne transmission for months, and it was only the last week of May that the WHO and CDC had made this official.
And you can see here how airborne transmission of COVID-19 is a risk. Initially, that it was considered only through, that it was not airborne, but now you can see that it is far more contagious, and it requires a lot more social distancing.
So, and one more important thing is that home quarantine is not possible in India, and that is the prime reason for large deaths in India, and that is what was actually even revealed by the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswas, who says the one prime reason for the largest number of COVID outbreak is home quarantine, which is literally impossible. And he says we have seen more death cases happening from home isolation, as several people do not keep pulse oximeters, and some do not read the counts in their meters properly.
And as per the Maharashtra government, on Tuesday, they announced that the decision to skip home quarantine is in districts which have a much higher rate of COVID positivity, and then the state's average. The state public health minister decided that to ensure better health care, it is best to quarantine in facilities which show, especially for locations which have a much higher COVID rate. And this is exactly what Devi Parashakti revealed, that home quarantine is not possible, and it is best to go to a quarantine center, especially one of the quarantine centers opened by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to humanity.
Yes, and you can also see home quarantine is literally not possible because of 41% of the houses have just a single room which is shared by 5 people, and literally that is actually showing it impossible.
And yes, as you can see, that there is it's very difficult to have self-isolation in these crowded cities where people have very little space, and 40% of families are in very tight quarters with only one room, where isolation and social distancing is nearly impossible.
And you can see again another article which says, where is the space for home quarantine in cities? So the ministry's guidelines on home quarantine was literally impossible in one of the states in India. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this segment of this program, and we just saw what Parashakti had revealed to the world, how the COVID-19 is literally affecting the humanity, and her revelations are exactly coming true, and it was actually we also saw various articles which are the supportive evidences of Devi Parashakti's revelations. So with that, we will be moving on to the next segment of this program after a short break.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI DARSHAN is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI Darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, Each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham, which is introducing and making you cognize the cosmic principles and cosmic beings. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. I tell you, each BHAVASAMADHI darshan is a spiritual treat, enjoy. Spiritual feast, enjoy. Don't miss it. Never miss a BHAVASAMADHI darshan. Enjoy Paramashivoham.
Here is the Australia Kailasa. How can I be so lucky and have a happy life in Kailasa? It's long.
Yes, so we'll be now entering into the next segment of this program of our various offerings to Devi Parashakti. How can we offer our gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti? So let us now understand the significance of offering. So offering is a giving of divine gift of pure love, devotion and oneness. And it consists of two parts. Number one is giving and number two is accepting. So only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering itself becomes complete. The offering is not made out of any fear or greed, and when the avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, played out only for the purpose of enlightenment. So we will now be understanding the various offerings to Devi Parashakti, and we'll be invoking Devi Parashakti by chanting the Mula Agama of Manonmani Dhyana. Induni Bhaveda Karavahti Nayanam Syat Pankajavara Japaksha Sarayuktam Angahima Bhushana Vichitra Vasanam Syat Tungamakutojvala Manonmani Swarupam. And the translation it says, moon-like face holding the Vedas on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments, in wonderful clothes and shining wing crown. Her name is Manonmani. And the next Dhyana sloka is Dhyaye Devim Trinetram Tashini Bhavadanam Vedahastam Dadanam Savye Padmam Varadama Pare Chapayam Chakshamalam Divyairabharanai Vibhushita Tanum Brahmadi Vipujitam Devi Meva Manonmani Pratidinam Kamarta Datrim Shubham. And we have the translation of this Dhyana sloka, which says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes glowing like a moon and hold the Vedas, lotus and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all the actions every day. Now we'll understand the significance of the divine element, gold. The Atharva Veda, it beautifully says, Tredajutam Janmanedam Hiranyam Agnerakam Priyatamam Bapuva Somasyaikam Insitasya Parapatata Abhamekam Veda Sambreta Ahustatte Hiranyam Trividasta Vise. So triply born by this birth is gold from the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni, one fell away from Soma when it was heard. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful watery molecules. Let the triple gold be for your long life. So gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the scriptures, the Agamas, the Vedas, the Shrutis, the Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and the purest metal which purifies our beings. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold, and ritual feasts were offered in golden bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual feast, and gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including house. Kingdoms were built with huge doses of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and the horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of the rivers of gold. Indus River was called as Hiranmaya in the Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartani in Atharva Veda. So gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones we love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold, decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it literally lasts forever. So with that, we'll enter into the offering to Devi Parashakti, the first offering, the E-Kundi offering. The Shastra Pramana, it says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini.
And now I'll chant the English translation. Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fears. Now, if there is any fear, any trace of fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is trusted, is absolutely sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. But here it does not mean the autumn of our lives, it does not mean the autumn season or the fall season that comes yearly. It means the autumn of our lives, of our existence, where thoughts turn more and more inwards, and the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Now, here are some of the direct translations of the words that we had just chanted. Shambhavi is actually the consort of Shambhu, who is Lord Shiva. Sharadha Radhya means worship by Sharadha, or Devi Saraswati. Sharvani means wife of Lord Shiva. In the Linga Purana, it says that Lord Shiva is actually called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadhayani means Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. Now, you can offer your gratitude today through this e-hundi offering. It's such a beautiful experience to complete your darshan experience, the beautiful experience that each and every one of us have. Usually we are offering the hundi in the hundi, any kind of coin or any amount that we want to offer. So you can complete the complete temple darshan experience that you're having today with the BHAVASAMADHI darshan of Devi Parashakti through the e-hundi offering. Now, the next offering is chanting.
So the Devi Mahatmyam, the chapter 12 and verse 34 says, Saitan mohyate vishvam saiva vishvam prasuyate kaya chitta cha vijanam tushta rudim prayaschadi.
And the English translation, the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That God is being prayed without any interest in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives the wealth in the materialistic sense. This is from the Devi Mahatmyam, the Devi Purana, chapter 12, verse 34. Now, offering the Sankalpa, or the conscious resolution, blesses the person with all the fruition of the desires and wishes that he is yearning for.
The next offering is offering of the Sahasranama Swarna. Sahasranama, verse 731, it says, Nama Parayana Prita means she who likes the repetition of her various names. So this is the offering of 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, and it's a very special and unique archana which is offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can offer a gold coin inscribed with each of these 1008 names and receive the blessings to have Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. It is available in three sizes, $75, $151, and $251.
And the next offering is the Mukta Anguti. This Mukta Anguti is the pearl, the finger ring with the pearl. And it's actually very well known in Hindu tradition that the pearl gem is a favorite of Devi Meenakshi. So we'll be chanting a verse from the Meenakshi Pancharatnam for all of you as we are presenting this offering.
मुक्ताहारलसत्किरीटरुचिरां पूर्णेन्दुवक्त्रप्रभां शिञ्जन्नूपुरकिङ्किणीमणिधरां पद्मप्रभावासुरां सर्वाभीष्टफलप्रदां गिरिसुतां वाणीरमासेवितां मीनाक्षीं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्ततमहं कारुण्यवारां निधिम्.
Yes, and the English translation? I bow down to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and face shining like the full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of a lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. And I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion.
So you can offer this finger ring with a pearl to Devi Parashakti and receive her blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. And the next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus. So the Kamikagama verse beautifully says, Ashtavidhyeshwaropeta kumbhavarana samyutam sarve sutra vastradya hema pankaja pushitaha kapidana sakurchascha पक्वबिल्व फलप्रभा नपन्नध्याय संसिद्ध प्रमाणेन समन्विता.
Now, the translation of the Kamikagama verse is all the kalasas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold.
Yes, so there are hundreds of scriptural references for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities, of worship, or meditating on, or the mudras and asanas used during the worship. It involves the lotus flower, lotus pericarp, the lotus leaves, lotus petals. So lotus itself is a divine flower. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as a lotus. The base of Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as lotus. So you can offer this golden lotus in any size you would wish to and receive the blessings to achieve the state, the space, the powers and being of Parashakti in your inner space amidst any or every adverse situation in your life.
The next offering, the Swaranameti offering, the gold toe ring.
Yes, so the Shastra Pramana, it says, Nakhadhiriti samchanna namajjana tamo guna padadvaya prabhajala para kritasaroruha.
And the English translation, you whose brightness from toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower.
Yes, so you can offer the Swarnameti, the golden touring to Parashakti, adorning her sacred feet, to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life. So the Swarnameti is available at $750. And you can go ahead to the link tiny.cc/Devi-offerings and offer the Swarnameti.
The next offering is the Swarna Mangtika. This Mangtika has a very beautiful significance in the Vedic tradition. The Mangtika actually represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully open. For those of you who don't know, the Sahasrara Chakra is the 1,000-petaled lotus that is sitting on the crown of the head. So when that is fully open and the nectar is pouring from it, it is represented by the Mangtika. So in the different verses, Devi Parashakti is described as Shuddha Sarabhi Varshani, meaning she who makes the nectar flow in all of our nerves from the Sahasrara. She who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. Now you can offer the Mangtika to Devi and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion.
Yes, the next beautiful offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, where the 83rd sloka of Saundara Lahari says, Nakhadiditi sanchanna namajjana tamo guna padadvaya prabhajala para kritasaroruha.
The English translation, the illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispel the darkness of ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet. Her feet defeat the lotus in beauty. Now in shloka number 83 of the Saundarya Lahari, it states that the nails have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. Now tamoguna actually means darkness, and in this stotram, tamas is indicative of the ignorance of the minds of devotees, and by constantly prostrating by Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain the supreme knowledge. Offering this Pratyakshapada Puja to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives you the absolute blessings for all auspiciousness and blessings in your life. Now it's also very auspicious as we are celebrating the Guru Purnima festival to offer the Pratyakshapada Puja and the Seva for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And the last Seva here that we have available for you today is the Vastra Seva. Vastra Seva is the sacred cloth that is offered at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This is also another offering that you can do to receive the blessings and all the auspiciousness from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So now this brings us to a conclusion of all the offerings. Now you can see a summary table of all of the offerings that are available for you to do today. We have the Ihundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Metti, the Swarna Mangtika, and the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, as well as the Vastra Seva. Now, if you're interested in offering, you might be in two categories today. One is if you are ready to offer immediately, or if you have the intention to offer. If you have the intention to offer, make sure that you share. You can also register yourself and fill out the intention form. So if you need help in manifesting, or you need more details, or you're interested in offering, but you're not sure when you can do it, when you'll have the time, or when you'll have the right resources to make the payment. So you can go to tiny.cc/BHAVASAMADHI in order to fill out the registration and intention form. If today you are ready to make the online payment, then you can go to tiny.cc/Devi offerings. And after the payment, you can make sure that you are filling out the tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021 form. Now, we will be going through a walkthrough of how to make your payment. Yes, as you can see, this is the Parashakti Bhavasamadhi donation page. You can see that you can choose the drop-down option and choose any of the sevas that you would like to offer today. And all of the sevas will be listed down here. So then you can add to the cart. And then once you come here, check the offerings that you'd like to make today and proceed to checkout. And then you'll be able to fill out all of your billing details as well as your payment details, and make sure that you are agreeing to the terms and conditions, and you can easily make your payment in a few easy steps. So after you've made your payment for the sevas, then you can go to the Sankalpa 2021 form. As you can see, it's a very easy form, quick form that you can make. And in this form, you'll be asked your name and all of your family members' name on whose behalf you are offering this seva today. And you'll need to provide a few details for the puja to be conducted. And it's just a very simple form that you have to fill out. Make sure you're doing this so that all of the auspiciousness, the blessings, and everything can be bestowed on you by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, by the incarnation of Paramashiva himself and Devi Parashakti. So the next option that we have is also the YouTube super chat option to make your Ihundi offerings for any amount of money. So as you can see here, we can go to YouTube, go to the live video for today for YouTube, and you'll see an option to join as a member if you are not a member already. So make sure that you are joining as a member. Once you have joined, you will see an option underneath the chat for super chat or super sticker. So super chat is an option where you can make a donation, and YouTube will take you, excuse me, YouTube will take you through a few steps to make your payment via credit card or debit card or on PayPal or through PayPal, and you can fill out a few steps and you'll be done. You can make a quick donation to through the super chat. There's also the super sticker option, as you can see, and this is a very fun, cute way that you can offer your love and your gratitude at the feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and make your donation as well. So there's an array of different stickers that you can use in order to make a donation. And it's a beautiful way to encourage and also offer your gratitude at the feet of Devi Parashakti today. Now, I know that so many of you have already asked your questions to Devi Parashakti, have received the answers that you wanted. And in some way or form, you have either received the wealth that you wanted in your life, or you found a breakthrough in the relationships in your life, or you had so many different breakthroughs in your life, in your career. So in either of these categories, if you have seen how Devi Parashakti has already manifested in your life, and she has graced and blessed you in the ways that you could not have even asked for, you could not have even thought of. Like that, I know that there's so many of us out there. So if you are in that category, you can go to and make an offering, and out of your gratitude, your purest gratitude for Devi Parashakti, you can just simply decide you want to make an offering, you want to, at least in some form, offer your gratitude at the feet of Devi Parashakti. Obviously, all of these things for the Cosmic Mother herself are extremely trivial, and ultimately it comes down to the Leela that Devi Parashakti is playing as she is manifesting through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And ultimately for our purpose of enlightenment as well. But it is such a beautiful way to extend and to deepen our experience of oneness with the Avatar, our experience of absolute surrender. So I welcome each and every one of you to make an offering today. And see in some way or form how you can make an offering, how today you can start manifesting for the different offerings. Now, as you saw, many of these offerings are in gold, and they are different items of jewelry that we offer at the feet of Devi Parashakti. And each of these items have different sacred significance as we are offering it, whether it is the Mangtika or the Swarnametti or the Mukta Anguti, such beautiful offerings that we can make at Devi Parashakti's feet, because these are such sacred sentiments that we are carrying for our gods, for the divine cosmic beings. And so many of you out there have that special feeling connection that Devi Parashakti is your Ishta Devata, is the favorite deity. And this is a beautiful way to connect to divine cosmic beings as the Ishta Devata, your favorite deity. And if that is so, if that is true, then you will really feel the need at this time, the sacred pull, the yearning in order to offer at the feet of Devi Parashakti today. And I encourage each and every one of you to somehow start manifesting these breakthroughs in your life. You will see how it will create more and more of a breakthrough, deepen your relationship with life, universe, and ultimately the divine cosmic beings, your higher self, and make you manifest your breakthrough, which you want in your life. So once again, encouraging each and every one of you to start manifesting making these offerings today. And not only that, no, we can even formally decide to offer the Pratyakshapada Puja for Guru Purnima Day. Guru Purnima is coming up on July 23rd. And just in less than 2 weeks, we have until this very auspicious festival. Each and every one of us on this day remembers our gurus, remembers the great Guru Parampara, without whom we would not even be able to enjoy Hinduism as we enjoy it today, as we are cherishing it today. Let us understand that each and every one of us, if we are Hindu, if we are living anywhere in the world and we identify as Hindu, and we are enjoying what our ancestors, what Paramashiva himself has gifted us from the time 60,000 years ago, as he gifted us the sacred science of enlightenment. If we are enjoying that, it is because of the most sacred Guru Parampara, who has protected the Sanatana Hindu Dharma generation after generation until we are inheriting it today. If we if we understand that, if we know that our entire sacred Hindu culture, it being protected today and having even the resemblance of the sacred Hindu tradition, is because of the Guru Parampara, is because of those who had sacrificed everything, the great Tyagarajis, the Gurus who have sacrificed everything in order to give us a breakthrough in our lives and ensure this sacred science of enlightenment, the possibility of more and more incarnations coming down to planet Earth, is preserved. We owe everything to our Guru Parampara, and because of this, each and every one of us should take time and ensure we are offering our gratitude on this day of Guru Purnima. So I invite each and every one of you to offer on July 23rd, the Pratyakshapada Puja. There'll be an array of offerings which will be announced shortly about the offerings that we have, and you will be able to offer whatever you want at the feet of Devi Parashakti. On the day, we'll be celebrating the most celebrative, most festive occasion with the Tulabharam, the Guru Purnima Pratyakshapada Puja, and of course, we'll all be awaiting eagerly the message of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on Guru Purnima Day. So with this, we'll now be entering into the next segment of today's program, where the Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham administrators will be joining us and giving us the updates of the whole Adinam, how the Kailasa COVID Care Center is running in Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham in Bidadi, Bengaluru, and also around India, in Tamil Nadu, in different states, where at least in 13 different Adinams, other than Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been offering the Kailasa COVID Care Center. It is such a amazing offering that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing just to protect people, anyone who wants, without discrimination against anything, protect people from the ongoing COVID virus. And as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had revealed yesterday, had guided us very seriously yesterday, that we should ensure that we are taking all the precautions necessary to ensure that we are protecting ourselves, our lives, and the lives of our family. And there is no guarantee that Corona is over. And even though it might seem that people are casually going about and resuming their daily life, still, there is no guarantee that there is not a third wave is not going to happen today. And a third wave is not going to happen. And with more and more people going out onto the streets, being casual with their lives, and absolutely disregarding the need and the caution and the worry we need to have about our lives, is going to result in more and more tragedies and more deaths. We have to take heed to the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and ensure that we are protecting our lives. So now, within just a few minutes, we'll be joined by Ma Nitya Achalananda Swami and Ma Nitya Pranapriyananda, the Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham administrators, who will be giving us the update, explaining to us what is going on in Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham. And if we are able to, we'll be able to also hear the beautiful sharings of the residents who have joined the Kailasa COVID Care campus in Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham, and how they have completely experienced a transformation and are feeling the difference inside of Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Peetham compared to when they were living outside. So stay tuned for all of these updates, and we'll be right back with you shortly after a very quick break.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Here is the Australia Kailasa. How can I be so lucky and have a happy life in Kailasa? It's a long story. My name is Li Qi. My guru is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. When since I was very little, I already wonder what life for. I really want to know the result, the happy life in romantic love. Then the really romantic love take me go lots of places. Too many stories during this time. But I still don't feel I get the result, get the life reason. Then I start study from book, from video, from religion in many different ways. And when I study Buddha, that time I really appreciate Buddha gives so much intelligence to me about life. But I don't think study is enough for me. I want to be Buddha. But I don't know how. Who can let me get there? One day I find the video in YouTube, introduce Swamiji in that video. I suddenly, my eyes open wide. I get it. He must be my guru. I can get there. He can let me get what I want to know. And he can take me home. Real home. This kind of feeling, then I start studying from Nithyananda Sangha. One day, Swamiji Satsang said he need people devote land, home, money to build up Kailasa. Then I discussed with my husband, decide to give the whole farm to Nithyananda. That time, because both of us believe help Swamiji means help whole world. It's a big decision, but we just discussed so short time already. Decide. I really appreciate my husband love me so much and believe me, trust Swamiji so much. Soon here will be big temple, Gurukul, Goshena, and library. Introduce this my story to you, just me. Don't give up any chance to be founding father of Kailasa. It's the best thing you can do in your life.
welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian, get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. One or two times have Ganapati Darshan, Venkateshwara BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, Devi BHAVASAMADHI Darshan. E-Kailasa. By third time, fourth time you will see every prayer you are asking those beings, Ganapati or Venkateshwara or Subramanya or Parashakti. Simply those prayers become reality and the relationship between you and that cosmic beings built.
Nithyanandam, and welcome to the next segment that we have over here on the Adi Kailasa ship. What is the ongoing corona pandemic all about? What are really the logistics? What are the factual statistics as of today? How is the world coping up with this corona pandemic, or rather not coping up? Only if one is aware of all these things can one understand the reality of the situation and where the world is heading, what are the challenges, and what we really need to be taken care of. Why Devi Parashakti is revealing what she is, and why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is insisting on multi-layer quarantine and to take care, ensure that we are all alive to the end of this year.
If one sees the statistics as of the last few months, one can really understand where the world is right now. Younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this is something which is starkly coming across in the statistics of the world today. KFF.org, as you can see, has published this data, which is extremely concerning because the youth, which is the age group 18 to 24, 56% of the youth are affected by either anxiety and or depressive disorder. Similarly, the age group 25 to 49, almost 50%, half of the youth are affected by anxiety or depression. And the second age group, or rather the post-50 age group, one can see 50 to 64 years. It's almost 40% of the population that is affected, and post-65, almost 30% of people are affected by stress, anxiety, and or depressive disorder. So one can see the whole world is affected not just by the corona pandemic, which has straddled all possible boundaries of nations, but the whole world is also reeling under the mental impact of this non-stop pandemic. Here one can see the average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder and or depressive disorder. One can see the comparison between 2 years back, the data, which is in the period of January to June 2019, the first half of 2019, which is the pre-corona period, versus January of 2021, which is 2 years later and during the COVID-19 pandemic. As one can see, the NHIS has released this data where 11% of people, of adults, have reported symptoms of anxiety disorder and or depressive disorder. And that number 2 years later during the corona pandemic has grown to 41%. So one can see a jump of almost more than 4 times the people impacted by the corona pandemic in terms of their mental health. And the percentages over here, as one can see, it is official data as released by the US Census Bureau Household Pulse Survey. And the graph similarly about the share of adults in various age groups, as we saw. And when a survey was conducted, and it was published in the hrexecutive.com website, where employees were surveyed as to how they felt more than half the time at work. Now, one would naturally expect at the workplace various positive feelings, driving factors like ambition, success, career, and camaraderie, working in a cooperative ambience. All these things is what in a normal course of things one would imagine or one is used to seeing at the workplace, where we talk about work-life balance and healthy workplace and all those good things. But today, when this survey was conducted in today's world, what the employees say they feel more than half the time at work is a very concerning statistics also, where 34% of the people feel they are tired, 34% feel they are stressed out, 27% feel burnt out, 22% say that more than 50% of the time, more than half of the time at the workplace, they feel discouraged, and 19% are distracted, 17% are depressed, more than half of the time. So one can see these are not some of the usual parameters that would be measured in the workplace under normal circumstances. But here we are, where in the corona pandemic time, the central thing which is ruling the minds of the people practically is extreme concern, stress, anxiety about their future in terms of their health, their physical health, their mental health, the health of their family, future, the security of their family, economic security, and a whole battery of other factors which have now come to rule the psyche of people at large. Here one can see another glaring sign of where the world is today in none other than the United States of America itself. The whole corona pandemic has been declared to be a national mental health crisis. And that's because, as you can see, in terms of the studies, nearly 8 in 10, which is 78%, say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. Nearly 7 in 10 say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. And when one sees what the essential workers are going through, the frontline defense, the healthcare workers are going through, 1 in 4 essential workers, which is 25% of the healthcare workers, are diagnosed with mental health disorder themselves since the start of the pandemic. Needless to say, it is these very essential workers who have taken on the mantle of serving people, serving the society, serving humanity to overcome the physical disease of corona as well as the accompanying mental stresses, and to give people the courage that we will be out of this pralaya. But here we are where the essential workers themselves are now 25% of them, as per the statistics, show that they themselves are impacted by the mental health disorder, especially since the start of the pandemic. And here one can see where COVID-19 could exacerbate doctors' existing mental health burden. More than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19, 300 have died, an estimated 300 to 400 physicians die by suicide every year. This is what we have in comparison. And of the health workers who treated patients during this COVID-19 outbreak, 50%, half of them showed signs of depression, 45% showed signs of anxiety, according to just preliminary research. So one can see here, the pandemic is not something that is affecting only a segment of the population, which one could attribute to being vulnerable mentally or having low immunity, etc. But here we have where across all segments, across various age groups, 30% to almost 80% of people are impacted in various ways, physical, mental, psychological, in every which way by the ongoing pandemic. And here one can see the self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers. As we can see, before the COVID-19 pandemic, the levels of depression in pregnant women and new mothers was about 15%, and the levels of anxiety were about 29%. But during this COVID-19 pandemic, that number has increased more than twice in terms of the feeling of depression, where more than 40% of pregnant women and new mothers feel that they're experiencing clinical depression, and an alarming 72%, which is practically 3/4 of the whole population of pregnant women and new mothers, feel that they're experiencing anxiety. So one can see the statistics show, the figures show the impact the world is going through in terms of health, physical, mental, across age groups, and across various sections of society. In US, cases of depression have tripled, become 3 times during this COVID-19 pandemic. And the American Psychological Association has released this data where it says a large study finds a dramatic increase in the number of adults in the United States reporting symptoms of depression during the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of adults experiencing depression in the US has tripled, according to a major study. Researchers estimate that more than 1 in 4 US adults now report experiencing symptoms of depression. Before the pandemic, 85% of US adults reported being depressed, and that number has risen to 27.8% as the country struggles with COVID-19. Here we can see burnt out. The Spring Health Statistics Survey indicate that 76% of US employees are currently experiencing worker burnout. 57% say worries about COVID-19 have been a contributing factor. And in comparison, what would otherwise have occupied center stage in terms of worries as a whole, as a community, as a nation, 33% only say worries about political issues have contributed to their burnout. So one can see the contrast here. 33% versus 57%. It's almost double the number of people, the number of cases where worries about the COVID-19 alone is occupying the people's minds. And the COVID-19's impact on the mental health includes 78% of the global workforce says the pandemic has negatively affected their mental health, which is almost like 80% of the population. 85% say their mental health issues are causing sleep deprivation, poor physical health, reduced happiness at home, strained family relationships, or isolation from friends. One really needs to understand the multi-layer impact of what this survey shows. Imagine 85%, which is practically the entire population, feeling that they are suffering from lack of sleep caused by this anxiety because of this corona pandemic, and then that resulting in poor physical health, reduced happiness at home, and strained family relationships, which needless to say is compounding the problem of anxiety, depression, stress, both at home and at work, and that resulting into various problems where you'll be able to survive like this. And then it comes to unpredictable responses, changes in behaviors, personalities, and isolation from society, from family and friends, which only goes to exacerbate the problem. Because what is required in today's world to face the corona pandemic is not isolation mentally from friends, but it should be a physical social distancing. That is what is expected. 68% of people would prefer to talk to a robo over their manager about stress and anxiety at work. Imagine a situation where at the workplace, the people whom you closely associate with, who you work with, who are your work family, even in those cases, people are feeling they would rather not talk to that family, to their immediate boss. 76% of workers believe their company should be doing a lot more to protect the mental health of the workforce. So one can see here, people are at their wits' end. They're not able to handle physically, mentally. They're looking for help and succor. They're looking for guidance and support and solutions. And nobody is able to provide, as one can see. They're not able to get it from their family, from friends, from work, from their boss. It is literally like they feel that they have been left in the lurch to deal with this pandemic and nobody knows the solution. So everybody literally wanting to hold on to something so that they can tide over this corona pandemic, which doesn't seem to have any signs of leaving, but it is only getting more intensified as Devi Parashakti revealed and as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, repeated even in the last satsang, that do not get fooled that the COVID-19 pandemic is over. In fact, the third wave is yet to come and it is going to be the burst. And there you can see already the young workers are the ones who are hit hard. Group 22 to 25, 89%. Ages 26 to 37, 83%. ages 38 to 54, 73%, and ages 55 to 74, 62%. So one can see across the whole spectrum, the age group from the youth ranging from 22 all the way to the elderly up to age 74, over 60% of people impacted by this COVID-19 pandemic, and it is younger respondents who are more likely to say that the pandemic has had a negative effect on their mental health. And that was a glimpse of what the world is facing in terms of health in all aspects, in all levels, physical, mental, psychological, and a whole slew of derivative effects and issues and problems that humanity is facing today because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And in the face of this, what is Kailasa doing? What has it been? What has its track record been? And how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the only being, and Kailasa the only possibility for getting over this COVID-19 pandemic and coming out of it with nothing less than a superconscious breakthrough. How? Let us watch in segment while we take a short break.
One or two times have Ganapati Darshan, Venkateshwara Bhavasamadhi Darshan, Devi Bhavasamadhi Darshan. By third time, fourth time, you will see every prayer you are asking those beings, Ganapati. Those prayers become reality, and the relationship between you and that cosmic beings built. One or two times have Ganapati Darshan, Venkateshwara Bhavasamadhi Darshan, Devi Bhavasamadhi Darshan. By third time, fourth time, you will see every prayer you are asking those beings, Ganapati or Venkateshwara or Parashakti. Simply those prayers become reality, and the relationship between you and that cosmic beings built. One or two times have Ganapati Darshan, Venkateshwara Bhavasamadhi Darshan, Devi Bhavasamadhi Darshan. By third time, fourth time, you will see every prayer you are asking those. There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhavasamadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest, just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, When I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
BHAVASAMADHI Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Otherworldly but definitive sign manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge. Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
BHAVASAMADHI Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
There are some great spiritual signs unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, definitive sign manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the BHAVASAMADHI Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through this body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is
Nithyananda. The next segment is going to be about the contributions from Kailasa's Department of Human Services. Kailasa's Department of Religion and Worship, the Department of Human Services, and each of the Kailasa's temple ecosystems consider the right of happiness to be the highest fundamental right of all humans, in fact all beings. The ultimate goal for Hinduism and Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the material and the spiritual well-being and the prosperity of the humanity. Kailasa is a place where everything related to consciousness is revived. All these sampradayas, all these spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived and established in such a way that it never gets lost again, forever serving the humanity. Now let us look into some of the beautiful contributions from the Department of Human Services. What you're seeing today, what you're seeing now is a picture from 21st of October 2006, following a meditation under the sacred banyan tree, Kalpavriksha, in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Sarvanyapeetham, where the peacekeepers of Kailasa, along with the Nithyananda Gurukul, celebrates the auspicious